All right, in the last video, we went through and looked at setting up the levels for our residential foundations and establishing some settings for the view range of 2 of the levels. What we're going to do now is utilizing those settings, we're going to start modeling in the components that we need to properly model our foundation wall, as well as the sill plate and the foundation footings. So in this video, we're going to cover the sill plate. I'm going to start off with the wall command. And actually, I need to move to the top of the foundation wall level. So what you're going to see here again is you may have some other items in here, but the main thing is we're able to see that when I select, so here when I select this is the wall. So these 2 lines, or these 2 kind of rectangles, are referring to the plywood layer and to the siding layer, the finish face. If I go to the inside here, this is actually the edge of the floor. So the flooring, this is actually going to be the outside boundary as I draw this in that we're going to stick with. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose wall. And in order to model our sill plate, I'm going to go ahead and this basic wall generic 6-inch, I'm going to say edit type. I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to call this sill plate. And I'm going to say OK. I'm going to go ahead and say edit. And the category for the material, we're going to change to a softwood lumber. So I can search for that and select it to say OK. The thickness of this is going to be 5.5 inches. And I'm going to say OK and say OK. Now when I go to draw this in, I'm going to scroll up in my properties and I'm going to set up the base constraint is at the top of the foundation wall. No base offset, but here it's the top constraint is going to be, and I'm going to go ahead and set the unconnected height to be, leaving my cursor in the box there. So 1 1/2 of an inch. So this is the height of what our sill plate would be on our, as we would put it down. And I'm going to say apply. And now I've got all the settings ready to go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here to the inside, making sure first that my location line is set to finish face exterior, and making sure that I have the chain on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this corner so it'll snap, and you're going to see here's the 5.5 inches, and then the height is going to be the 1.5, so that we are not seeing, but I'm going to go around the outside edge, so I'm going to move clockwise here as I go around, but I'm going to go to the inside of the next corner, and I'm going to click, and then I'm going to continue on down since I've got this chained, running along the length of the wall. If you need to zoom out here, sometimes this gets a little dizzying, but making sure that I get that purple rectangular box to pop up here. Depending on your geometry, like here, you're going to see this wall kind of extends out a little bit, but I'm going to go right here to this line, click, and then I'm going to go along here, again going to the inside. Will be the inside of the walls essentially. Clicking and going all the way up. Again, finding that inside corner. Going here. And then my final step, since I started up here, connecting back to where I started. Now, you're not going to be able to see this very well. And so I'm going to hit cancel off the wall command a couple times, and then I'm going to click on the 3D view button to see kind of what's going on. And then here, when you look, this is the sill plate going along the bottom that would go through and be used to anchor our floor to the foundation wall. And what we're going to do here toward the end of the next video is we will extend the walls down. We've already done this once. We can base extend all the walls down to make sure that they cover up the sill plate. But in the next video, we will go through and take a look at putting in the foundation walls and the footing, as well as doing that extension.